Welcome, one and all. This is the Ash Said It Daily podcast show. I appreciate you guys for your love and support. Over 1,000 episodes and 500,000 plus streams worldwide would not be possible without you guys. So I thank you so very much for that. Yes. If you guys haven't already, follow me across social media at One Love Ash, the number One Love Ash. All right. And Girls Night Out is still going on, so we've only got a couple of tickets left. We're going to be blazing up Marietta. Studio Movie Girl Marietta is lighting us up for the night. That is June the 7th, 2018. We are seeing Ocean's 8. This is a special screening before it actually goes out to the public. So get your tickets. There's only a couple of limited seats left. You get dinner, movie, a special swag bag, and you get to make some friends, meet some friends and you make some along the way and you get to meet me. So we're going to have a great time with that. Today, I am joined by executive chef of Better Half, Zac Meloy. Hey, Zac.
Hey, that's me. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing today?
I'm doing so well. Thank you so much for having me on. It's an honor.
Thank you so much for joining us. So, Zac, let our audience know, where are you from?
I'm from the mean streets of East Cobb, up there in Marietta.
The mean streets of East Cobb. All right. We got a Georgia.
That's right. You got to represent our people.
Absolutely. So, Zac, when did you know that you wanted to be a chef?
I kind of came up in a food family. My mom was always, she never really liked to cook that much, but we always loved to eat. Our kind of was eat lunch and talk about dinner. And everything for me was always kind of centered around food. My dad was a pilot, and I had the opportunity to do some traveling, and I always kind of cataloged all my memories just around things that I had eaten. I went off to college and studied ceramics and Spanish, got a degree, and left school, and felt kind of lost, which I don't think is really all that strange, right?
Yeah.
And someone just suggested to me, like, why don't you go to culinary school? All you do is talk about food all the time anyway. And I thought for a second, like, wow, I actually didn't ever really think that was an option. And so that's what I did. I packed up my stuff and moved out to Denver to go to culinary school.
Wow. So as you began culinary school, you really had no background as far as, you're eating mom's cooking at home, and that was great, but you were kind of jumping into a new pond. What was that like for you?
I think, I got this crash course when I was in school, like when I was in college. I decided that I needed a little extra beer money, and I said, you know what, I'm going to get a job where I have to do the least amount of work and I'll get the most amount of money. And I unknowingly signed up to be, a busboy at the fanciest restaurant in town, and just not knowing that what I was in for. And my first day that I was there, this very stern-faced chef walked out and handed me the menu and the wine list and said, you need to learn this now. And I was kind of like taken aback, like, hey, don't you know that I'm just a busboy, dude? And the minute that I started like diving into this menu and seeing the history and the passion and the love and the anger and the frustration and like literally our humanity defined through what we eat, I was blown away, and I said, all right, this is like I'm a food guy forever. And so I dove in. Didn't have a ton of cooking experience. I was 19, and well, I guess that was more like 20. I was 21 at the time, and I said, all right, let's see how far we can take this.
What did your family think about this shift?
They thought I was nuts. I think like I came from a real conservative background. Dad was military, and then airline pilot after that. And it was real straight laced, right? So for me to take a little bit more of an unconventional term, and kind of choose something that used to be considered more of like the quote unquote working man blue collar route was, they were concerned at first, but when they saw that like finally for the first time in of my life, like I was really engaged with what I was doing, and I really identified with it. They have been like the most supportive parents a kid could ever ask for.
Yeah, and I think that's really what it comes down to is I think sometimes parents will see their kids stepping out and doing things that are, like you said, unconventional, untraditional. But once they see the passion that you have behind it and the energy, that drive that you have, they're like, okay, this is what they want. This is what they need to do.
Yeah, and that's really what they want to see, is to see their progeny happy and satisfied, and feel like they've led them in the right direction, and that's exactly what happened.
Absolutely. All right, you guys, so we're going to take a brief break. When we come back, we're talking all about Better Half. Yes. So we're going to jump into that. You guys hang tight. We'll be right back. You spend 1/3 of your life sleeping. Why not make it comfortable with Casper? Ash Brown here from Ash Said It Daily. Casper products are cleverly designed to mimic human curves, providing supportive comfort for all body types. When I'm touring around the world, there's always one important detail missing: my Casper bed. I can't wait to get home for a restful night's sleep. There's nothing like it. The experts at Casper work tirelessly to make a quality sleep surface that cradles your natural geometry in all the right places. The prices are affordable because Casper cuts out the middleman and sells directly to you. They're all designed, developed, and assembled right here in the U.S. Don't forget about Casper's 100-night risk-free Sleep On It trial. Get $50 towards select mattresses by visiting casper.com/ash and using ASH, ASH, at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. Get your Casper mattress for a restful night. Visit casper.com/ash. Promo code ASH. Welcome back to the Ash Said It Daily podcast show. I appreciate you guys so very much. We're talking with Executive Chef Zac Meloy, Better Half ATL. So, Zac, where did the idea for Better Half come from?
So, my wife and I met in Costa Rica. That's where she's from. And after culinary school, I said, "All right, I'm ready to learn some more." And I kind of dipped out and went to Central America to see what was going on. And then, my 5-year span down there, I met her, and she and I kind of opened up like a little beach restaurant that we had for a while. And when the economy went bad here and the little kind of tourist town where we were living started to dry up, we moved back here. And we took the jobs that we could take just to scrape by, and we just felt like we were like two ships passing in the night. She was working daytime hours, I was working nighttime hours, and we just felt like we were really missing something. And so she and I decided to start a little kind of like supper club, where people would sign up to a mailing list, and we would email out a menu, and then people would come for dinner. And we rented out a little art studio over the Goat Farm over in West Atlanta.
Yeah.
Right? You ever been over there?
Yes, the Goat Farm. I love the Goat Farm. They're so cute.
Amazing place. So we ended up with this like basement studio over there, and we would cook everything on the other side of town in our little teeny tiny apartment on Ponce, and pack everything up and drive it across town and serve 10 people a 5-course meal. And in the act of doing that, watch 10 complete strangers connect over and through the food that we were serving. And so we ended up doing that for about 2.5 years. And it got to the point that we were feeding like 100 people a week out of our apartment, and we were having people like knock on our door saying like, "All right, we're ready for brunch now." And we said, like, "This is insane. Let's turn this thing into a for real restaurant."
Yeah.
And then the whole concept of Better Half, the kind of the name and the idea behind it is, the obvious one is that it is a very happily and satisfied married couple that run the place. But really, when you step back and you kind of talk about cooking for people, that is really, truly an act of love. And, you're providing for someone. And we kind of wanted to identify with what we did. And we wanted to recognize that we were effectively becoming Atlanta's better half. Like that we wanted Atlanta to, and we wanted you to feel taken care of, and to feel nourished, and to feel, the kind of love behind
What would you say has been the biggest challenge for you guys in opening the restaurant?
I think more than anything else, it's that Atlanta really has its kind of set preconceived notions about what they like,
Mm.
and we've always tried to kind of like step in and do something a little different, try and make you think about what you're eating, where it comes from, who made it for you, and sometimes that's not always well received. Sometimes
Yeah.
kind of weirds people out, and they just want to have their fried chicken and get on down the road. And for us, like this is part of a bigger dialogue,
Mm.
uh, and so sometimes people don't always get the vision, and
Gotcha.
that's okay too. That's something that we've I mean, it still doesn't make our job any less important.
Right.
But I think that our kind of learning to adjust to everyone's expectations, because everybody that comes in here wants something a little different, and everybody can get something a little different too. In that, if you want to have a quiet table and sit over the corner, and you want to sit with a loved one, you can do that. If you want to sit in the kitchen with us, and we serve you a 9-course meal and talk to the cooks while they're plating up your dinner, you can do that too. And it really is like it's come down to us learning how to read people and see,
Mm.
what it is that they're looking for.
What would you say has been your proudest moment?
The birth of my 2 daughters,
Oh.
without question. They're the best recipe I worked up yet.
The best recipe you done cooked up. You and your beautiful wife. Let's
Oh my
let's
God.
not kind of take the credit from her carrying the babies. All right.
Oh no, you can't take credit. It's the reason why this restaurant called Better Half, and it's definitely not because of me for sure.
That is
Uh,
cute. All
I
right.
think
So,
but
but
that's the most.
what can audiences look forward to, or what can people in the ATL look forward to this summer? You guys are revamping some stuff. There's some new things in the works.
We are. We're gonna kind of do like we're gonna kind of take this little bit of a like we're gonna put our menu on summer vacation type thing,
Mm.
and for the past 5 years or so, well, I mean, including the time that we're doing the supper club, like 7 years, we've really been focusing on doing like really fancy, kind of updated, modern, Southern, Latin food. And we're gonna kind of like shift things around, and for the summer, all of our food is going to be about sharing, and
Mm.
um, so we're going to kind of shift everything to make it more of kind of like build your own tasting, order the whole menu, and have everybody at the table taste everything that we have. Kind of small
Wow.
plate poking at, kind of our concept of fun summertime food, like everything that you think about when you think about a hot Georgia day,
Mm.
and we're going to turn that into these kind of like fun, like little tasting plates for everybody to just come in and just get rocked by food and get some really good, like fast, bubbly, cool cocktails and beers, and just really trying to kind of lighten up the air a little bit.
Yeah, okay. That sounds fun. I'm looking forward to that,
Yeah.
Zach. I gotta come through now. See, I'm here in the A town. I've been making my ways around to different places, but no, I definitely gotta come and chill out with you guys over there at Better Half.
Oh no,
Now,
yeah, that's part of our.
yeah, definitely. I gotta make that
Uh,
happen. That's
it's
a
not.
happening thing. But
It's
last
hard.
but certainly not least, Zach, what advice can you offer to any person today that has an aspiration to be a chef? They want to cook.
So this is going to be kind of a controversial statement, but I'm going to stand by it through and through. Do not go to culinary school. I think
Mm.
what you really want to do is you want to buckle down. You want to go get a job at the best restaurant you can, and it doesn't matter if you're on the floors, on your hands and knees, scrubbing floors and doing dishes. Like you gotta work really hard, but you're gonna get paid to learn at a
Mm.
good restaurant as opposed to paying somebody else to teach you something, because you're
Mhm.
still gonna have to do that exact same job scrubbing dishes when you come up out of culinary school. And the
Mhm.
culinary school folks are trying to tell you that the only way that you're going to become the fancy pants chef is if you pay them $50,000, and
Mm.
that's just not true, because
Mm.
your culinary degree doesn't mean anything. It
Yeah.
doesn't mean anything. So I say, buck up, get out there, and you got to work really hard, and know that doing what you love doesn't mean that it's not going to be an insane amount of work. But the difference there is that it's totally worth it. You're going to be doing it for yourself.
Yeah. Wow, I'm really glad that you actually said that. I've got a couple of colleagues and friends that went to culinary school, and they basically said the same thing. They basically
I'm
said the
telling you,
same
scam,
exact thing
scam.
that you
It
just
used to
said.
mean something. Yeah, I mean, it used to
Mm-mm.
mean something, but now, like, since everything's been like monetized and everybody's trying to make some money, they're charging folks an insane amount of money to come learn stuff that you will just learn on the job as you go, provided that you just make the right choices as to where you want to work, right? But
Mm-hmm.
you just have to pick, like, this is where I want to go, this is what I want to do, and knuckle down and do it.
All right. Better Half CEO, Executive Chef Zac Meloy. Zac, let everyone know the best way to get in contact with you guys and, of course, to make those reservations.
Y'all, you always have an opportunity to make a reservation with us at through via our website www.betterhalfatl.com. Be sure to make a quick little note about anything dietary restrictions, special events, anything that you're celebrating, foods that you love, foods that you don't love. We always go way out of our way to make sure that everybody gets to have a really creative, unique meal without having to worry about if you're allergic to something. So gluten-free folks, shellfish allergies, trying to steer clear eggs, whatever, like just let us know. We're going to hook you up.
Okay. What about vegetarian options?
Always.
Always?
Always.
Okay.
Vegetarian, vegan, like we're going to take care of you. Just give us a heads up. And I
Okay.
promise you, I mean, like I'll do a whole 9-course tasting menu of gummy bears if you want. You just got to let me know that that's what you're going to do. Then be sure to also check us out on Facebook, Better Half ATL again, or Better Half Cook on Instagram. We love those photos.
Awesome, awesome. Zac, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
No, more, much more success to you, the wife, the whole team, everybody that's behind you guys, 2018 and beyond. Keep pushing forward. Keep doing it.
That's all about you love, right?
Absolutely. And I thank you guys for downloading my shows. I appreciate you so very much. Keep in mind, anyone to tell you that you can't do what you want to do, you look them square in the face and tell them, don't believe me, just watch. Watch what I do. Watch me make it happen. Watch me make history. That's what we're doing this for. We're doing this for the history books. Social media is nice, but real life is so much better. Until next time, you guys.